Welcome to Bogota, Colombia. This is the second stop on the TradeWinds program. TradeWinds is a unique combination of a trade business conference and a trade mission where U.S. companies meet buyers in this region. We're going to give you some reasons that you should consider TradeWinds as a business expansion strategy in the future. So stand by. Here come the reasons for being part of the TradeWinds program. Reason number one is that the Americas region contains many high-growth markets where consumers appreciate U.S. products and services. Here's a sample of the markets featured at this TradeWinds conference.
We like to consider Colombia not only the third biggest market in all of Latin America after Brazil and Mexico because it has 48 million consumers. It's also the third largest economy after Mexico and Brazil. It just recently surpassed Argentina. So you combine that with the fact that it will only take you 3.5 hours to fly from Miami, and you have a market of 48 million people basically at your fingertips.
First of all, the U.S. enjoys a long-standing history with Panama, dating back really to the creation of the canal, which means that by and large, Panamanian consumers are used to the way U.S. companies tend to do business. They're used to our brands. They're very receptive, and American products enjoy a good reputation in the market. All of that really helps open up the market for U.S. companies to continue to go into the Panamanian market.
Mexico is now the second largest export market for U.S. companies. We have a bilateral trade of over $500 billion, which means that about $1.5 billion worth of goods and services cross the border each day. Many companies are successful. They're not all large. At least 50,000 U.S. companies do business every year with Mexico. Just about every type of product in every sector will sell.
There's almost nothing you can't sell in the Brazilian market if you're committed to making the effort. And it's important to remember Brazil is half of South America with 200 million people. So once you figure out how to do business in Brazil, you have access to half a continent of potential buyers and consumers. And that's an incredible advantage that the market offers.
Peru's had an incredible economic success story for the past 10 years. They've had over 6% GDP growth. They lead the region in South America for economic growth for the past decade. BBB plus credit rating, second in Latin America behind Chile. And they have a stable economy and stable democratically elected president. So it's a huge success story, and we're very bullish at the embassy on Peru's future.
Another reason to be bullish on the region is the number of free trade agreements that the U.S. has signed. Agreements that lower duty rates to zero and that make it easier to invest and to sell services.
The countries that the United States operates with free trade agreements on, our product is much more competitive. So when we look to bring products in and we're competing with other countries doing the same, if we have the advantage of a free trade agreement, we could have the upper hand in pricing. Or if a country we're competing against has a free trade agreement, at least we're on even ground.
We've got countries, most recently Panama and Colombia in our region, who are newly aware to the benefits of trade and are growing stable economies with growing middle class, aspirational consumer buying behavior, and companies that would like to see more U.S. goods and services as a result. So it's a great window of opportunity right now for U.S. companies to do business throughout what we call the Look South region, which is FTA countries here.
Compliance is important, but to be able to turn free trade agreements into a sales and marketing opportunity, and the way to do that, first of all, is to see if your products are eligible and not wait for an inquiry to say, are your products eligible, or an assumption that they are, but start to market it on your websites and say, our products are eligible for the following free trade agreements, because that has to do with landed cost to the buyer, and they're always looking at landed cost. So why not turn it into a sales and marketing opportunity?
Sales and marketing opportunities are why these companies are here. And reason number 3 for participating in events like TradeWinds is because the U.S. government, through the Commerce Department, brings buyers and sellers together in the same place. Here they are, wheeling and dealing to a little salsa music.
we actually did conference calls with each country's Department of Commerce and commerce people so that we can explain to them exactly what we're looking to do down here. And I think that's what really helped, because we have 9 meetings between today and tomorrow, and then when we move on to Peru, we have 13 meetings, one of them with the Minister of Housing. So I think the Commerce Department did an excellent job in listening to what we wanted to do and then bringing in people that were interested in what we had to say.
This Colombian distributor is here to represent a U.S. maker of dredges, a very good business in this part of the world.
We work to make a good project. It's around 5 or 10 dredges, and 1.5 or 6 million is only for 2 dredges. But if we can make a sale for 5 or 10, is around $7 million. So it's very interesting for us and for the company.
Things got even more interesting for this Florida company that makes GPS technology.
Today we have 9 appointments. We still have a few more today, but we have signed up 4 new clients. We also have 2 companies that have requested distributorship agreements, so we're going to be in discussion about that. And another company that has requested integration with our technology with theirs. Expansion into Colombia, we expect 20 to 30 million a year, just the sales alone.
After all this money making and celebrating, we needed a drink. Which brings us to reason number 4 for doing business in the Americas: the culture, beautiful Spanish language, salsa, and food.
All right.
This is guanabana juice.
And how do you pronounce?
Guanabana.
Guanabana. Okay. It looks like milk.
Looks like milk and is with juice.
Delicious?
Delicious.
Let me try. Delicious. Salud.
There have been in the past a sense of instability in some of these countries, for instance, Colombia, where we are now. But these countries have pulled themselves out of a period of instability. And so when you look at Chile, Peru, Colombia, and Panama, you see an arc of stability and opportunity. We certainly encourage companies to come down and take advantage of these opportunities. We have great boots on the ground. We've got strong embassy participation and consulate participation in these countries, and it's never been easier to get on an airplane and come down.
How many new markets around the world will you be entering over the next year and more? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the trade winds, and we hope you will be part of this program in the near future and make this a part of your business expansion plans in the future. Thanks for joining us, and see you next time. Goodbye from Colombia.